Hello and welcome to our video on Eugene B. Fluckey, a true American hero and one of the most innovative and daring naval officers of World War II. Fluckey's achievements on the USS Barb, including a daring attack on a Japanese convoy in the Sea of Japan and the rescue of Allied POWs from a Japanese prison camp in the Philippines, are feats of naval warfare that demonstrated his remarkable courage and ingenuity. In this video, we'll explore Fluckey's life, his service in the Navy, and his extraordinary contributions to American history. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into the remarkable story of Eugene B. Fluckey. Eugene B. Fluckey was a highly decorated officer in the United States Navy who served during World War II. He was known for his innovative tactics and willingness to take risks, which helped make the USS Barb, the submarine he commanded, one of the most successful of the war. Fluckey was also known for his leadership skills and dedication to his family and community. He received numerous awards and decorations during his career, including the Medal of Honor, the highest military honor in the United States. And his legacy continues to inspire future generations of submariners and military leaders. Eugene B. Fluckey was born on October 5, 1913, in Washington, D.C., to parents who both had military backgrounds. His father, George Fluckey, was a captain in the United States Navy, and his mother, Bertha Fluckey, was a nurse. Growing up, Fluckey moved around frequently due to his father's naval assignments, spending time in Hawaii, China, and the Philippines. Despite the constant relocation, Fluckey had a happy childhood and was described as an outgoing and active child who loved to play sports and explore his surroundings. Fluckey's family was deeply committed to military service and patriotism, which influenced his own decision to pursue a career in the Navy. His father was a role model and mentor to him, and Fluckey often accompanied him on naval assignments. This exposure to naval life and the values it embodied shaped Fluckey's character and instilled in him a strong sense of duty and honor. In addition to his parents, Fluckey had two younger sisters, Mary and Bertha. His family was close-knit and supportive, and they remained an important part of his life throughout his career in the Navy. Fluckey was also married to his wife Margaret for over 60 years, and together they had 4 children. His family was a source of strength and inspiration for him, and he often spoke about the sacrifices they made in support of his career. Eugene B. Fluckey received a solid education throughout his childhood, attending a variety of schools in the United States and abroad due to his father's naval assignments. He excelled academically and was particularly interested in science and math. In 1931, Fluckey graduated from Western High School in Washington, D.C., and shortly thereafter, he was admitted to the United States Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland. At the Naval Academy, Fluckey's academic talents continued to shine. He was a member of the prestigious Honor Society, Phi Beta Kappa. He also became involved in extracurricular activities, including sports and music, playing both the violin and the piano. Fluckey graduated from the Naval Academy in 1935 with a Bachelor of Science degree in Marine Engineering. Following his graduation from the Naval Academy, Fluckey underwent further training in the Navy, including a year of sea duty on the battleship USS Wyoming. He then attended submarine school in New London, Connecticut, where he was trained in submarine warfare tactics and operations. Fluckey's education and training prepared him well for his future role as a submarine commander during World War II. He demonstrated a keen ability to apply his technical knowledge to practical situations, and his leadership skills were honed through various experiences both in and outside of the classroom. After completing his initial training and education, Fluckey served on several ships in the United States Navy. He was first assigned to the battleship USS Wyoming as a gunnery officer, and then transferred to the destroyer USS Dale as the ship's communications officer. Fluckey's assignments provided him with a broad range of experiences and skills, but it was his subsequent assignment to the submarines that would ultimately define his career. In 1941, Fluckey was selected to attend submarine school in New London, Connecticut. He completed his training in 1942 and was assigned to the USS Bonita, a submarine that had seen considerable action in the Pacific Theater. Fluckey quickly distinguished himself as a skilled and innovative officer, and he was promoted to executive officer of the Bonita in 1943. Fluckey's time on the Bonita was successful, and he was praised for his leadership and tactical abilities. He developed a reputation for taking calculated risks and was willing to try new strategies to achieve his objectives. This mindset would serve him well when he was given command of his own submarine, the USS Barb, in 1944. Under Fluckey's command, the USS Barb became one of the most successful and daring submarines of the war. Fluckey's innovative tactics and aggressive approach to combat led the Barb on several highly successful missions, including a mission to lay mines in the heavily fortified waters off the coast of Japan. During this mission, the Barb became the first submarine to launch rockets at an enemy target on land, destroying a train and an industrial complex. Fluckey's success and leadership on the Barb were recognized by his superiors, and he was promoted to captain in 1945. He went on to serve in several other roles in the Navy, including as the commander of Submarine Division 71 and as the commander of the submarine tender USS Orion. Fluckey retired from the Navy in 1972 as a Rear Admiral after 37 years of service. His dedication and commitment to the Navy were unparalleled, and his service helped shape the course of history during World War II and beyond. One of Fluckey's most daring and successful missions as a commander of the USS Barb was the attack on a Japanese convoy in the Sea of Japan on July 23, 1945. Fluckey and his crew had been patrolling the area for several weeks, looking for an opportunity to attack Japanese shipping and disrupt the enemy's supply lines. The opportunity presented itself when Fluckey spotted a convoy of 4 Japanese ships escorted by 2 destroyers. Despite being heavily outnumbered and outgunned, Fluckey decided to attack. He ordered the Barb to surface and engage the enemy ships with its deck guns, hoping to take them by surprise. The attack was successful, and the Barb was able to sink 2 of the Japanese ships and heavily damage a 3rd. But Fluckey was not satisfied with just sinking enemy ships. He had a plan to do even more damage and disrupt the Japanese war effort. Fluckey ordered his crew to load the Barb's deck guns with special rocket projectiles, which they then fired at a nearby railway line. The projectiles exploded on impact, damaging the tracks and disrupting the train traffic. Fluckey and his crew then went a step further, planting explosive charges on a railway bridge near the convoy. Their charges were timed to detonate just as a train passed over the bridge, causing significant damage and disrupting Japanese supply lines even further. The attack on the Japanese convoy in the Sea of Japan was a remarkable achievement, and it demonstrated Fluckey's innovative thinking and willingness to take risks to achieve his objectives. The attack was not only successful in sinking enemy ships, but also disrupted vital Japanese supply lines, making it harder for the enemy to wage war. Fluckey's leadership and tactical abilities were crucial in the success of the mission. He had the respect and trust of his crew, who were willing to follow him into dangerous situations. The attack on the Japanese convoy was just one of many examples of Fluckey's exceptional leadership and bravery during his time in the Navy. His service and sacrifice during World War II and beyond helped shape the course of history and ensure the safety and security of the United States and its allies. Another notable achievement of Fluckey's was a daring rescue of Allied POWs from a Japanese prison camp in the Philippines. In early 1945, as the war in the Pacific was reaching its climax, Fluckey received intelligence that there were hundreds of American and Allied POWs held captive in a prison camp on the island of Palawan. Fluckey immediately saw an opportunity to strike a blow against the enemy and to rescue the prisoners. He came up with a daring plan to use his submarine, the USS Barb, to launch a covert mission to the prison camp. Fluckey's plan was to sneak into the harbor near the prison camp, using the Barb's periscope to locate the enemy guards and avoid underwater obstacles. Once the submarine was in position, Fluckey planned to launch several teams of commandos in small rubber boats to land on the beach and free the prisoners. The mission was extremely risky, as the submarine would have to navigate through heavily guarded waters and avoid detection by Japanese patrols. But Fluckey was determined to succeed, and he and his crew worked tirelessly to prepare for the mission. On December 30th, 1944, the Barb entered the harbor near the prison camp and began its approach. The crew remained silent and still as they navigated the treacherous waters, avoiding detection by the enemy. Once the submarine was in position, Fluckey ordered his team of commandos to launch their boats and make their way back to the beach. The commandos were successful in overpowering the Japanese guards and freeing the prisoners who were then taken aboard the Barb. But the mission was not yet complete. Fluckey knew that the Japanese would be on high alert and would be searching for the Barb. He ordered his crew to launch several diversionary attacks on nearby enemy targets, including a power plant and a radio station, in order to distract the Japanese and draw their attention away from the submarine. Well, the plan worked, and the Barb was able to escape undetected, with the rescued POWs aboard. Fluckey and his crew received high praise and recognition for their successful mission, which demonstrated their courage, resourcefulness, and determination in the face of danger. The rescue of Allied POWs from the Japanese prison camp on Palawan was a remarkable achievement and showcased Fluckey's exceptional leadership and strategic thinking. It was a daring and risky mission that required careful planning and execution, as well as the courage and skill of Fluckey and his crew. Thanks to their bravery and determination, hundreds of Allied POWs were saved from certain death, and the mission helped to strike a blow against the enemy and turn the tide of the war in the Pacific. And once again, Fluckey's service and sacrifice during World War II and beyond continued to be an inspiration to future generations of Navy officers and sailors. Fluckey's remarkable service and achievements during World War II have been honored and celebrated in various ways. One of the most significant ways in which Fluckey has been honored is through the naming of various ships after him. The first ship named after Fluckey was the USS Fluckey, SSN 604, a Sturgeon-class nuclear-powered attack submarine, which served in the United States Navy from 1985 to 1997. The USS Fluckey was named in honor of his leadership and achievements during his service in the Navy. In 2007, another ship was named after Fluckey, the USS George H.W. Bush, CVN 77, a Nimitz-class aircraft carrier that is still in active service today. The USS George H.W. Bush was named in honor of the 41st President of the United States, but also carries the nickname Avenger, which was Fluckey's call sign during World War II. Fluckey's legacy is also remembered through various memorials and monuments, including a statue of Fluckey at the United States Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland. The statue depicts Fluckey holding a model of the USS Barb and stands as a tribute to Fluckey's leadership and service in the Navy. Fluckey's life and service have also been the subject of various books, documentaries, and articles, which continue to keep his legacy alive and inspire future generations of sailors and Navy officers. In particular, his book, Thunder Below, is considered a classic memoir of submarine warfare during World War II and is widely read by naval historians and enthusiasts. In summary, Eugene B. Fluckey's legacy is remembered and celebrated through the naming of ships, memorials, and monuments, as well as through various books, documentaries, and articles. His leadership, courage, and strategic thinking continue to inspire and motivate Navy officers and sailors today, who look to Fluckey as a model of excellence and service to their country. In conclusion, Eugene B. Fluckey was a true American hero, whose extraordinary service and leadership during World War II played a crucial role in the Allied victory in the Pacific Theater. As the commander of the USS Barb, Fluckey conducted some of the most daring and innovative submarine attacks of the war, sinking numerous enemy ships and disrupting Japanese supply lines. Fluckey's leadership was characterized by his strategic thinking, boldness, and a commitment to his crew. He was not afraid to take risks, and he inspired his crew to go above and beyond their duties to achieve their objectives. Fluckey's achievements on the Barb, including the daring attack on the Japanese convoy in the Sea of Japan, and the rescue of Allied POWs from the Japanese prison camp in the Philippines, were feats of naval warfare that demonstrated his remarkable courage and ingenuity. Fluckey's contributions to history have not gone unnoticed. He was awarded numerous medals and honors for his service, including the Medal of Honor, the Navy Cross, and the Silver Star, among others. He was also widely recognized for his leadership and strategic thinking, which continue to inspire and inform military tactics and strategies today. Fluckey's legacy is a reminder of the sacrifices and courage of the men and women who have served in the armed forces, and of the crucial role that their service has played in defending American freedom and democracy. His story is a testament to the enduring strength of the American spirit, and to the values of honor, duty, and sacrifice that are at the heart of our country's identity. And once again, Eugene B. Fluckey was a remarkable naval officer whose service and leadership during World War II continue to inspire and motivate military personnel today. His contributions to history are a source of pride and inspiration for all Americans. And his legacy serves as a reminder of the sacrifices and courage of the men and women who have served our country with distinction.